stuff. Now, what I've got for you here, we're gonna dive into a theme on short game. Now, when it comes to short game, we really have constants and then we have variables. So we have certain things that we wanna make sure that we always keep the same way, and then we have opportunities to change things. Now, when it comes to putting, putting is built up of way more constants than variables. Realistically, the only variable that we're speaking of when it comes to putting and the act of actually making the putt is stroke length. Okay, so we will vary the length of the backswing to change the distance of the putt, but realistically, everything else is a constant. So what we're speaking of in terms of constants are things like alignment, making sure that we get the putter blade aimed where we want the golf ball to start. That's number one. Number two is going to be getting the alignment of our body. So that starts with our feet, okay? We want to make sure that our foot line is parallel to our face alignment line. Once we have the foot line in place, it should be easier enough for us to get the rest of the chain. So knees, hips, shoulders, and eyes matching that line. If everything is in sync on that line, it makes us making a nice natural arc a lot easier. Once we have the alignment done, we can get our grip onto the golf club. So you'll see a lot of high-level players, they'll do all of the initial work with only their right hand onto the club. They'll step in, they'll take care of their alignment with their right hand, they'll get their body to match that face alignment, again, with only that right hand on the club. And one of the last things they do is they complete their grip by bringing that left hand on. They'll typically make one last look to the target and then execute the stroke. So when you break this down, what you start finding is that really the only thing that we change when it comes to putts is we change the stroke length, but everything else stays the same. We obviously change our aim, but the act of putting itself has one manipulation, stroke length. Okay, so when we can work on this at home, we can work on this in the office, it gives us a nice simple strategy for just making sure that we do all these things the same way. We walk in the same way, we align the face the same way, set the body up the same way, check our ball position, our posture, our eye position. All of these are constants. We don't want to manipulate these. We want to do this again and again and again. This is where block practice or repetitive practice is in your favor. We build up this motor pattern of making this act of setup so repetitive that there's no variance shot to shot. The only thing we adjust is how far we bring that blade back. Okay, so this can easily be done at home, in the office, wherever you want, hotel room. Great way for you to make sure that your constants with your putting are where they need to be.